Great. So thanks all for joining today, and to those of y'all who've come down to the offices as well. Thank you so much for coming in. My name is Shweta, and I'm a co-founder at GreyAtom. My prior journey has been in tech space all through. I have around 15 years of overall experience, and I'm a computer science engineer by background, and then navigated my journey at Accenture, Capgemini. Via Capgemini, I spent some good time at Canada as well, and specifically in Toronto. I was living in Brampton, and I was working at Matheson Boulevard in Mississauga. So at that point, I was enabling Loblaws to move from a legacy system to a JDA transportation management system. I came back, I stayed there for about a year. I came back and then I joined Nielsen, which is where I personally got very close to data analytics and the data science part of things. And that's where we also saw that the space is growing so fast, and what I needed, for example, at Nielsen, in the kind of people who would join us, I would always find that people are not really ready with the skill sets that the industry needs in this emerging tech space. And that problem was getting starker by the day. So that point, me and two of my other co-founders, we came together and we said that let's solve for this problem where we are able to pivot careers for people in the space of emerging technology, which is data science, AI, machine learning, full stack web development, all of these things which are changing today at such a rapid space. And that's when we founded GreyAtom, and it's been over 3.5 years of journey in building GreyAtom. So at GreyAtom, we basically make sure that people who go through our learning programs, they pivot into careers in data science, AI, machine learning, and web development. So we are a partner with Pragra in terms of delivering all of these programs. More than 70,000 learners in India have gone through our programs. We've been offering these programs globally as well. So at Barclays in London, we've upskilled more than 2,000 of their internal employees. And our learners are all over the globe. So in Australia, in UK, in US, Canada, we've sort of partnered with Pragra to be able to transform careers in the space of emerging tech. So that's me back in 2013 when I was living at Brampton. And Tim Hortons used to be like my favorite drink back then. And I came back to India and I just couldn't find Tim Hortons anywhere. But then last year when I went to Dubai, I tasted it again. And the French vanilla, I think that's something that always leaves some very cherished memory of Canada to me. So also wanted to share a little bit based on what our understanding is right now in the space of AI, where Canada is. A few months back, just before the pandemic began, I had this opportunity of meeting the Canadian Consulate General in India, Eilish Campbell, and she mentioned to us that Canadian government has committed about $125 million to AI, and officials across all three levels, which is your federal, provincial, and municipal, have also joined hands to make sure that this becomes a reality. And there's a not-for-profit that has been formed at Toronto, which is called the Vector Institute. And they're helping startups and large organizations focus on building the relevant AI talent. It also has backing of tech giants like Google, Air Canada. So this space, and I think Canada specifically at this point in time is putting a lot of emphasis on upskilling the citizens and building AI literacy across sectors and across the diverse professionals. Um, there is a skill survey that we saw again like some time back where um, it says that 72% of executives are lacking some skill in AI, and the government, all these kind of organizations, everybody is rallying to make sure that that skill gap is sort of bridged. Now, I think, Dilip, why don't you also very quickly introduce yourself? Dilip is also going to be, talking a lot about what AI and data science means today along with me.
Hi, everybody. A very warm good morning to all of you. So hi, Dilip over here. And a little background about myself. So I have been in NLP research for the past 10 years. So I have published around 4 papers in international peer-reviewed conferences. My educational background, I have been an MSc in mathematics, MTech in computer science, PhD in NLP. And if you ask me why this long route to reach research, frankly, the answer is I was just figuring out things. And I just wanted to keep studying until I got some kind of clarity. I always wanted to be in education overall, to be in some form of education, and therefore towards the end stages of my PhD, got acquainted with GreyAtom, found synergies, and therefore I'm with them since then. My intersections, of course, I'm passionate about data science education, interested in NLP research and trends. But right now, a new niche that I'm kind of very interested in currently overall is to be at the intersection of data, product, and strategy. So a brief introduction about myself, this is, and we'll talk very soon about AI and all the important aspects of AI very soon. Over to you, Shweta.
Thanks, Dilip. Thank you. So Dilip builds basically all the programs and manages, the entire learner journey and learner experience at GreyAtom as well, and does a fab job at it. So thank you, Dilip. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about why AI data science. Very quickly, I think it would be nice if in the chat I could see how many of y'all have a little bit of understanding of what is data science and AI, and why do we need it? If we can just get like a very quick response on chat from people who are online and people who are in the classroom as well, guys, please feel free to just talk.
Well, I'll try.
Yes, go ahead.
Data science is basically analyzing vast amounts of data and finding patterns, finding ways to predict what's going to happen if certain conditions are met. And AI is learning, basically making machines learn from data and refining the models so that the predictions are more accurate, let's say.
Absolutely.
Can I try?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Yeah, data science, if we get it on the root word, it's a science of data. This data represents a lot of information. It could be the trend, it could be the market, it could be the LUD algorithm, and it could be everything that is happening in the past, present, and in the future.
Absolutely.
Our role and why we need to know, because we are living into the fast-paced environment. And why we need to understand it, because our mind, our body is not enough to look into the present world today. AI is the collection and the compilation of all of this data. It's not mandatory, but it's challenging. If you are an IT or in the field of technology, to know, understand, and use this information for progress or improvement or however. Now, the demand today is that why executive doesn't have this skill because the upgrade is so fast, but as I said, the human lacks, relaxed, and they are not pretending that it will come so fast. And today, for us, yeah, when I looked into all of the participants today, yeah, we came from different countries. So it's a challenging for us because we are live in the Western universe that all of this informations are need to learn and apply it in our lives. So this is our challenging. So it's not about the information and also the compilation, but how are you going to deal with it, and at the same time to use yourself, adapt into this information that will be placed or will be given to our plates later.
Absolutely. I think you very well explained that. And I just, sorry, go ahead. Someone else wants to add something? Yeah. So just to add on to all of that, right?
Guys,
Like,
can you go on mute if you are not speaking, please? Okay, thank you.
yeah. So just to add on to all of that, right? I mean, we've been generating so much of data since the last few years that it's unbelievable. And basically, businesses in the yesteryears, you know, there would be a CXO who says that my gut tells me this, and sometimes decision would be made on gut-based calls as well. But now, with so much of data, any decision that I want to make, so whether it is that, okay, as a marketing manager, you know what, I want to figure out that what channel is working the best for me, and where is it that if I add more money, which channel is going to give me maximum return. If I want to predict that, I'm not going to take a gut based call. I will look at the data, I will see what it's telling me, and I will navigate in that direction, right? I want to understand the sentiment of my customers. So let's say I'm a big bank and I have a great Twitter handle, but you know what? This month, there's been some regulation passed and I have not followed everything that needed to be done. And then, you know what? I'm falling back. And as the bank, uh, people are trolling me. People are, you know, really having a lot of negative tweets about me. So what does my customer think about me? That data is super important to me. And then based on that, I can also guess what the sentiment overall is, right? So there are so many use cases of data science across industry. There's no industry that, you know, today doesn't uh, employ data science, AI in, I would say, not just one, but multiple ways. So again, like a question back to you guys. Let's talk about top 3 or 4 brands that you can tell me in Canada, like, you know, top banks. Which are the top 2 banks uh, in Canada at this point?
RBC and TD.
I think TD.
TD, okay.
RBC.
Give me
Scotia
give me
Bank.
a couple.
Yeah.
Scotia.
Yeah. BMO. Um,
Okay.
RBC.
yeah, RBC too.
Somebody mentioned RBC, right?
Yeah.
RBC. Okay. So Scotia, TD, DMO, RBC. If we can have top 3 retailers in Canada.
Superstore. And
Loblaws.
Loblaws.
Walmart.
Yeah.
Loblaws,
Canadian Tire.
Canadian Tire.
Canadian Tire,
Home Depot.
Home Depot.
Best
Okay.
Buy.
Best Buy
The biggest one is a Walmart.
and Walmart.
And Casco.
Yeah, Costco, of course.
Costco, yeah.
Yeah.
And one more, let's take one more industry. So let's say aviation. So if we can give top 2 airlines.
Air Canada.
Air Canada. And Air Canada?
Emirates.
Yeah, Emirates.
Okay.
It is WestJet.
We are pure Canadians. It's Air Canada and Air Canada.
Right. All right. So then, what I wanted to do very quickly over the next few minutes is really talk to you guys about how some of these top companies that you guys named, and I'll take TD, I'll take Loblaws, and I'll take Air Canada, how these three organizations are leveraging data science and AI, and how they are growing their businesses, as well as with a vision of impacting the Canadian lives at a large scale, right? So let's talk a little bit. Just give me one sec, please. Sorry.
Shweta,
Yes.
can I ask you, because I will be leaving soon, what are the topics that we are going to cover in this cohort? Because I know what I understand is, this is technical learning. So are we sharing this kind of information, like, I don't know. Can you give us the topics that we will have to discuss? Because I think this is too long. So please.
Sure. So we'll be talking about how some of the top companies are leveraging AI and data science, the kind of use cases that they are going for. We will be talking also about, what exactly is AI, what are some of the algorithms, what are the behind the scene kind of use cases within AI, and how it is impacting the business. We have a data scientist from Collinson Group with us today, and he'll be talking about the business problems that he is solving at his workplace. And then we'll be talking about the GreyAtom and Pragra's learning program, the data science learning program. What is going to be the 6-month learning journey? What are the things that you would learn, and how do you transition as a data scientist in the industry?
Okay, yeah, thank you so much, because I will be leaving so soon, and just wanted to know so that I know. That's all. Thank you.
So the plan for this is the session will go over about 2 hours.
Can I ask a question? Also, if you could include in this presentation today why data science jobs are better than programming jobs, for example. Basically, sell us this this profession.
Absolutely. So I think you will see that at multiple points in time. And at the end of it, if you still have questions, we are very happy to take them.
Okay, thanks.
So basically, we are not discussing the methods, tools that help us for AI and data analysis. It's just only for discussion of case stories.
Not today, but that would be very much the part of the overall program.
Okay. When you should discuss the tools and methods, is there any additional? Sorry for the group, but I will be leaving so soon. Is there any other dates that have that?
Probably Vivek, if you can help with that.
Yeah, just came up. Just a second.
Hey Shweta, sorry, I had to take this call.
Hey Vivek, so there's a question on when we will start talking about the techniques and the tools. So if you can help answer that question. So today's session is going to be a high level session on overall the field, the opportunities, the use cases, the careers, all of that. And we will, of course, start deep diving into the techniques. But if you can help with the date, Vivek.
Yeah, so we will be starting next week. We will have the first session. And if you need more details, what we can do, we'll not put other people on hold. So we can discuss over the phone. So if you can share your phone number in the chat, or maybe if you want to drop an email directly to us, we can directly collect and we can talk over the phone.
That's great. Thank you so much. So send me, could you please tell me your email and then I'll get in touch with you offline, please.
Yeah, it's same. It's info@pragra.io.
Okay, great. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about TD Bank. So what TD Bank did as part of starting this AI and data journey, they first built a data lake. And data lake is nothing but, you know what, having a data as a service in the cloud. So diverse kind of sources bring in data at that, we're bringing in data at that point. They built one infrastructure where all that data would be co-located in the cloud, so that now they're able to democratize the access of that information, and whoever in the organization needs it can query that. So this was basically all the customer service interactions, the transactional data of the customers, right? So now what was possible after that was that the bank is now able to offer the customers tailor-made services. So for example, like if the bank knows that customer is in process of a major life event, such as buying a house or marrying or having a child, this data then informs the right kind of products and services that the customers should be offered. So this is like one strong, powerful use case of data science where prediction is happening to determine what is the right product suited for what kind of customer. Similarly,
Shweta, sorry, we see the presenter view. I believe you shared the other screen.
sorry?
Yeah, we can see the presenter view. We can see your screen, not the one which you are trying to share. I believe so. Right? Which
I see the presenter screen as well. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me stop sharing and start sharing.
Yeah. So we see that previous and next slide one. I believe the main screen which we are not able to see.
I was able to see the main screen though.
Okay, yeah, now we can see it.
Yeah.
Okay. So to the extent that now TD is also helping grow the Canadian data and analytics talent. So they've, shared like a $4 million funding to basically make sure that people are upskilling in this space. People definitely need to be upskilled at the scale at which all of this is going. So there's a lot of commitment also from the organizations, because they will need this talent in time to come, right? Similarly, Loblaws. So Loblaws went on a Microsoft Azure platform, again on the cloud, and they collected all of their customer data, put it up in the cloud, and now based on the season, based on the product demand, the inventory, they're taking all of those decisions based on data. What is the right size of the inventory that I should have in the store, in the warehouse? What is the optimum route that should be taken from one warehouse to another? So all of these decisions are being data driven, and AI machine learning is definitely enabling, enhancing the customer service, the customer support in all of these areas as well. Similarly, Canadian Tire, so they are, in fact, during the time of pandemic, they are using AI to spot trends to manage the inventory very, very deeply, so that again results in growth in sales. Now, the last example that I wanted to talk about was Air Canada, where they had since some time back they had introduced dedicated AI labs, and what Air Canada is using AI for is two things. Number one is predictive maintenance of aircrafts. So basically, aircrafts need constant maintenance of components, right? So they have scheduled maintenance checks at let's say whatever points in time. But now with predictive maintenance in place, algorithms are able to also determine that probably this is the time we should check, even if it was not scheduled traditionally. They could check in interim timelines and identify issues that wouldn't be otherwise uncovered in a normal scheduled check. And the second thing that they are using AI extensively for is for the customer loyalty program and for recommending to the customers that these are the kind of offers that are in place for them. And Puneet, who's a mentor as well, and we'll be sort of talking with Puneet later towards the end of this session. He will talk much more in detail about what kind of loyalty programs he is also enabling at Collinson Group.
And I would like to add one thing for Air Canada. Like they have launched one application already, which will tell you beforehand like how much time it will take for onboarding, so that you don't need to leave, let's say 6 hours before. Oh, I know it's a holidays time and we will be stuck over the airport. So now they are using AI-based application, which will give you accurate time, so that based on the data, okay, from this date to this date, if you are going to airport today, it will take you 2.5 hours, so that you can leave accordingly. So these applications they have already made live, and which is purely on data science base. Go ahead, Shweta.
Yeah. So this is a skill survey that I was telling you earlier about as well. This is done by Technation. It's a company in Canada. And what this says is that 72% of Canadian executives face around moderate to extreme AI skill gaps. And however, on the other side, the postings in AI is increasing every single year, right? So between 2015 to 2018 itself, it increased by 211%, and it continues to show that kind of a growth. So also it's not just about learning AI and becoming a data scientist or becoming a machine learning engineer only. A lot of adjacent jobs, or let's say a person is doing project management, but then now they start to see more AI and data projects coming their way. They need to be AI literate as well. They need to be data literate as well to meaningfully make the project successful. So it's not just meant for a person who are going to just code up the algorithms and deploy to production, but it's needed overall across all the areas of the business where people can genuinely interact more meaningfully with the data science teams and the developers as well. So this is a very quick snapshot from Monster. I'm not sure if you guys can see it clearly, but at this point in time, around 6,478 jobs in data analyst, data scientist, and machine learning. These were the keywords that I put. And across these areas, these are the number of jobs that are open at this point. And this trend is just growing in terms of the number of jobs that were open in 2017, 18, and 19. So typical role, let's just very quickly deep dive into what are the typical roles related to data science in the industry. Data scientist is a very loosely used term. So there are multiple levels of data jobs. Somebody who's just starting out in the space can also join in as a data analyst, where broadly what they do is they're analyzing all the data, putting them on dashboards, and there is not much of predictive analytics or prediction involved. They are basically showing things the way they are, and then the business leaders can make decisions on top of it. Then you have the next level, which is data scientists. And the data scientist basically works with the business teams to first formulate the problems that we want to solve with data science. So business would have a problem that, I have to bring down costs, or I want to increase the revenue in this product line. But now how can data help solve that problem? That kind of collaborative work will be done by data scientists. And then from the business realms, the problem will be brought into data science realms. And on top of it now, what kind of techniques, where is the data, how much data do we need, what are the sources that we bring this data from, and then running algorithms, building prediction, reporting that back to the stakeholders, and then taking the business call. That's what, like in a nutshell, what a data scientist would do. And then business analyst is during this entire process, some teams may also have a different role where a business analyst is interacting with the business teams and the technical team, and then that role becomes a business analyst. And machine learning engineer, they are basically focused on the algorithm part of things where the whole prediction is happening. So these are typical roles that you will see, and they are being used very interchangeably across the industry. What someone would call a machine learning engineer, someone else would call a data scientist. So just wanted to lay out the overall job landscape in data science space. And these are the top skills that are in demand. So AI, machine learning, data science and analytics, and data engineering. Now, data engineering is something that's not part of this program. Like somebody who does this program is not going to become a data engineer. So we will not talk much in depth about it right now, but just to give a high level overview, the pipelines, the data pipelines are built by data engineers. So how the data flows from one system to another and eventually deployed into production, that's what a data engineer typically does. The median salaries, again, in Canada are seen to be like around 140,000 per year. And that's like approximately the starting salary that we've seen by and large. These are some of our hiring partners. So we have more than 175 hiring partners globally. Some of these are global companies. Some of these are companies based in Mumbai, Bangalore, basically in India. But we have a global network of hiring partners. And of course, Pragra has its own network of hiring partners across their different programs that they have as well. Just wanted to talk also about a couple of awesome success stories where these are two people. One, Sagar, who came in without any kind of prior tech background. He was a pre-sales manager, and he basically moved into becoming a data scientist at Episodes, and Episodes is a US healthcare company. So this guy learned programming from scratch. So Python is the language of choice throughout the program, and Sagar basically picked up Python very well at the beginning. And then as we moved along the program, he discovered that he had a natural affinity towards something called as natural language processing. To keep it very simple, this is a skill that enables you to work with textual data. And he found that he has strong intuition as well as skills in this space, and he just continued to hone them. He built his final project on the textual data, and eventually, he got hired at Episodes, which deals with reading of automated reading of the health reports of people, and then making predictions on top of that. So today he is a data scientist at Episodes. It's been 2.5 years since he made that transition. And then he came back also as a mentor for a lot of our learners at GreyAtom as well. Similarly, there's this other story for Naeem, and he was a fresher before joining GreyAtom, like no background, no industry experience, no domain knowledge. But for him, coding was something that he picked up again during the program. He had no prior background in coding, but during the program, he learned coding, he went to the depth of coding, and he joined as a data scientist at Edelweiss, and that's a financial stockbroking company in Mumbai. And because his niche was coding, he started first as a Python developer, where he would do a lot of data analysis with Python, and then gradually he moved to becoming a data scientist. So broadly, what I wanted to say was that no matter where you are in the learning journey right now with data science, or where you are in your professional experience, data science is such a space where, you know, it's not very code heavy. So let's say even when you have to build like a entire model for a recommender system, you're not going to write more than, let's say, 150, 200 lines of code for a basic model that you build. So it's not very extremely technical. What you need is a problem, really good problem solving skills. B, that you know, ability to ask the right questions to the business and to the data both. So if you have these two skills, rest of the things people are able to pick up as they move along in the program. So now I think we want to spend some time really dissecting a little bit deeper what exactly is AI, data science, what are some of the algorithms, what are some of the use cases, and we want to show you some of the demos as well as to what is cutting edge in this space today. So I'm going to hand it over to Dilip, who's going to walk us through the journey from here on. Dilip, over to you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Shweta. So what we're going to do now, so let me first share my screen. Right. And let me go into the presentation mode. Yeah, it's loading. Cool. So just picking up from where Shweta has left, a lot of organizations are adopting AI and data science into the daily workflows. It has become somewhat like a necessary skill, as necessary as coding nowadays. Every organization is moving towards data science. And you kind of even see that there is a very good scope of career growth in this field overall. And the demand in Canada also has been insane. In fact, not just Canada, across the world, there's a similar trend of jobs increasing year upon year, because that is the importance that data science has. So the next 30 to 45 minutes, we will deep dive into this thing called AI and data science, and try to understand a little bit more into what it is, how it is different from existing fields, and what it can do, and maybe what it cannot do overall. So I want to keep it really interactive. Please keep posting your answers on the chat. And don't worry, this is a safe learning space. We are not going to judge you if you're thinking that you are wrong, you're right, or anything like that. Feel free, let your thoughts flow, let the comments flow, let your ideas flow, and together we are going to learn. Okay, so first question. You know, AI typically, if you see, right, overall, and you know, going beyond all the technical definitions that people kind of write in textbooks, right? From our point of view, AI is simple of, you know, it is good at analyzing data, maybe classify data a little bit to answer questions, make predictions, and solve problems overall. So here I have given you 5 examples of AI, whether a photo is of a cat or dog, determining whether a client is a great risk or not. Now, can you guys think from all the apps you are using day to day, or places that you have seen overall, right? Can you tell me one application of AI that comes at the top of your mind?
Spotify.
Okay. Yeah, please go ahead.
Spotify.
You mentioned Spotify.
Sorry, I couldn't get you.
Yeah, it's a Spotify is an app in.
Got it. Spotify recommendations. Yes. Awesome. Spotify. Any other thing that comes to your mind?
Facebook business market.
People mention Netflix as well.
Okay, good, great. Facebook, of course, Facebook, lots of data science applications and AI applications. Anything else that comes to your mind? Twitter? Yes, absolutely. Drones. Oh, yes, drones. Yeah. So drones also guided by AI. And any self-driving cars in Canada nowadays? Or is it only you, the US?
No, Tesla is all popular here.
Okay, great, awesome. Then of course, Pinterest. So I think all of you have some idea of some good apps of data science. Okay. Now, let me just go a little bit deeper into what is machine learning. It's different from rule-based systems. And then all of us are going to actually build an app. By building an app, I don't mean that we are going to code, but we are trying to build an app, and we'll come to that activity real soon. Okay. In machine learning, if you abstract out a little bit, it's actually an automation system. And there are two types of automation systems. One is a rule-based system, and other is machine learning. In machine learning, the main difference from a rule-based system to a machine learning system is that in machine learning, there is a prediction involved, and it is not handwritten. Like it kind of figures the rules from the data. In a rule-based system, you make the rules. In the machine learning, the machine derives the rules from the data that you pass on. That is a subtle difference between machine learning as well as rule-based systems. Okay, great. Can you guys, do you guys get the difference between a rule-based system and a machine learning system? Any doubts over here? Any thoughts, comments? Okay, just pausing 30 seconds for you to maybe put a thought across. Okay, so our activity is coming real soon, where we are going to deep dive into the difference between rule-based and machine learning systems. Great. So this is the virtual app all of us together are going to build. So we are not going to code. We are not going to make anything. We are just going to make a thought experiment of whether we can classify if the picture is a car or not. Okay. So for this is the problem statement that we have, that you have to classify if a picture is of a car or not. For beginning, let us make a simple rule-based system. Okay. Now I want all of you to think and come up with one rule which you think has to be there if it's a picture of a car. What is that one thing that you see in the picture of a car that will enable you to quickly decide, okay, this is a car overall. Okay. I go first. A car has maybe 4 wheels. Okay, the picture of a car has 4 wheels. Height of the vehicle. Great suggestion, Neha. So height of the vehicle. Could you be more specific maybe? What is the height of the vehicle you're looking at? A big height, small height, something like that. What is the height of the vehicle? Yep. Steering. Yes, we have a car has a steering overall. Okay. Car has got headlights. Great. Everybody else, come on. Side mirrors. Brilliant. You have got side mirrors for the car. Bumper.
Body
Yes.
of the car.
Body of the car. That's really great. Okay. Any other clues for making our virtual app overall? Come on.
Or else there's a windshield.
Ratio of, sorry?
Windshield.
Windshield. Yes, absolutely. Windshield. Boot space. Car logo. That's fantastic. I could look at the car logo. I have very few car logos. Roof or sunroof of the vehicle. Brilliant. So now let us apply some of these rules and see how easy or difficult it is to construct this rule-based system. Thank you all for participating. We have got a very good set of rules to begin with. Let us apply these rules. Okay. So just to kind of set that, you said that the image has wheels, image has headlights, image has steering wheels. And people said windshield, bumper, side mirrors, and everything. Let's keep the image right in front of us. And what I'm going to do now is quickly show you images of the car on Google and see the complications that are going to arrive over here. Okay, so these are the various cars that I see in front of me. Okay, now see this car. Okay, in this car, I see the wheels. But if I'm looking at this thing, its roof is kind of rising above, right? So from a system, if I give all these rules, definitely it would get confused. This car and this car, I think fairly easy to do. Now look at this car, okay? So this car, I'm only seeing the back side of the car, okay? Now the system has to figure out, is it the front side of the car or back side of the car? Then I write a complicated rule. Okay, if you're looking at the back side of the car, do this. And that too, this is a car which is getting washed. Okay, so a machine learning system, a image rule-based system could get fooled because it is white in color, there's liquid all around. So I'm not sure if it's a car or not. Okay, even more complicated. I have got a collection of cars. Okay, so if I was only looking at one wheel, I see multiple headlights, multiple windshields. My rule gets confused. I said it has to have a windshield. Did I say windshields? Oh no, I had to change the rule again. Okay, then I go back and I look at other things. Now see this car, it doesn't have a roof at all. It only has a wheel, and the wheel is also not clearly visible. The futuristic car that you see over here, right? So therefore, if you see, if I have to list on each and every rule that possibly captures the essence of cars as a whole, it becomes extremely, extremely complicated. So what do? I give a bunch of images. So I have got so many images here. And see here, this is also kind of a car. It is just a car of cars 3, but yet my system would kind of fail overall. I have got these many images. I will feed into my ML algorithm, ask it, okay, these are all cars. Now figure out the rules by yourself. Now, after you kind of figure out the rules by yourself, the machine figures out all the rules. And then when you give a new picture, because it has looked at multiple permutations and combinations that you are feeding as data, the system becomes intelligent. Okay, the intelligence of the system is purely based on the quality of data that you feed in. You give good quality data, you get good machine learning systems. Feed in bad quality data, you get a bad machine learning system. Okay, so back to our presentation. So everybody clear as to why rule-based system would fail? And I try to kind of show you some real examples of where all the rules that we have listed so far would fail in actual case of real car images. And therefore, there is this need for a system that automatically figures out the rules instead of a human supplying the rules. Any doubts so far? Any comments? Happy to take for a few seconds, giving a 30-second pause over here for questions. Okay, so moving ahead, as I told, when your number of rules explodes because of the complexity of your problem, right? So then you kind of figure out that, okay, I just feed all the pictures to the algorithm and then it intelligently figures it out. Okay, so what are the advantages? There is no need to code all the rules. You just give data to the algorithm, it figures out the rules by itself. And even if you kind of get a new edge case of a futuristic car, which does not fall into the conformations or it does not fall to the confines of the car that you have defined, that futuristic car, because you have already said it is a car, all the permutations and combinations are learned. So the knowledge of the car too gets updated. Like just like a child whose knowledge gets updated by seeing more of the world, by seeing more of the images of the car, the knowledge of the system, the AI system too gets updated. Okay, so now let us try to understand a little bit onto the types of machine learning. So right now we have seen how machine learning is different from the rule-based system through a clear example. Now, we'll try to understand some types of machine learning. Typically, there are two types of machine learning. One is where you have supervised, where you have both an input and an output. Okay, some examples would be, car, whether it's a car or not. The output is whether it is a car or whether it is not a car. That's all. That's a very simple example of a supervised model. The unsupervised learning happens when you can't define categories as such, but what looks similar, you kind of put it at one place. Think of it like you have got lots of items in a supermarket. Based on the size of the items, the look and feel of the items, you put it in similar racks. So all your small items kind of are displayed in one rack. a little medium-sized items are displayed in one rack, then maybe some other items are displayed in another rack. So that is unsupervised learning where you don't have an output defined. Okay. So now each of the supervised learnings, let us look at some examples and what is the core problem they are kind of solving overall. Okay. In the first case, which is photo tagging. Okay. So anybody active on Instagram in the group? Can I have a yes on the chat? Any hardcore Instagrammers? Okay. Awesome. Okay. Or any other photo sharing application? Cool. So when photo tagging actually happens, right? So have you seen, without you tagging somebody, the photo getting automatically tagged in pictures and sometimes suggestions come to you that, hey, you are in this particular picture or not, right? So when that happens, that photo tagging kind of happens, the underlying input is your picture and the output, which is you're looking for, is whether they are human faces or not. Okay. Similarly, if you're going to a bank, right, you have a loan approval system. Loan approval system input is your loan application and the output is whether you will repay the loan or not. Okay. Now somebody mentioned Spotify. Can you tell me what is the input in a Spotify case and what would be the output for a machine learning use case inside Spotify? And feel free, it's okay to be wrong. It is nothing like wrong or right here. It is just participation and learning together. So what do you think is the input for Spotify overall? What do you do with Spotify? Let us start from there.
Products.
Okay, that's good. And hello, yep. Yeah. Search for a song or an artist. Great. So searching for a song or artist is good, but for the machine learning point of view, let us say that the input is a song. Okay. What will be the output for a user overall? Can you think in these lines whether input would be the wanted song, output would be a song and further suggestions? That's a really great way of putting it across. You have the song which is inputted and the output is the suggestions further for the song. So that is like a supervised learning. You know that you like this. I further try to figure out what else would you like. Okay, great. Now, any other suggestion on Facebook? Okay, can you abstract the same use case in Facebook? Input is a friend request. What would be the output like for a ML algorithm for Facebook? Input is a friend request. Output, yes, friends you could know, right? Based on the friend request you have accepted, there will be some suggestions that kind of pop up saying that, okay, you could have also known this person. Okay. And yes, the system could also decide whether you are going to accept or deny and kind of push only those people to the top whom you are more likely to accept as your friend. Yeah. Mutual funds again. Okay. Very interesting. Mutual funds. Do you think it's a machine learning problem or rule-based? Do you think mutual funds is something that is a machine learning problem, or you think mutual funds is something I could get through rule-based system also? Okay. Okay. Everybody saying machine learning. I like it. Okay. So let me provide you a counter example. Okay. Let us assume that I write a code which says, okay, find the, collect the friends of person A, collect the friends of person B, find out the common friends here and suggest. Do you think I applied rule here or do you think I applied machine learning here in this case?
Rule.
Rule, right? So exactly. So when you're finding mutual friends, you are applying rules. You are not applying machine learning. Okay. So basically that's a subtle difference between machine learning and rules, and you'll understand the subtlety as you go deeper into the program when it starts. And I think fantastic. I really love the engagement that we have here. Cool. Now can you guys suggest me one example Then we'll define a use case there, and then we'll go to the application. Give me one example. Yeah, feel free. Don't hold back yourself. Search for a particular name on Facebook. Again, there is some machine learning involved. CAPTCHA, I really love CAPTCHA. Google Home, yes, I love Google Home. Cool. So Google Home, right? What could be the input to Google Home and what would be the output? So when you say, hey, Google, do this, right? That would be an input. And of course, Alexa also comes into the same kind of a thing. And what do you think is the output over there for the Google? Okay, so I say do this action. Yes, the result that comes out of the action. So what happens internally in a Google Home? Google tries to figure out what you are saying, finds out the various possibilities of exactly what you are saying, and then figures out what should be done based on what you said overall. Okay, so, and yeah, it hears everything we speak and advertises it on Chrome home pages. Yeah, that's almost possible. Because in Google Home, when you just installed it, you would have not read the rules. By the way, just curious to understand, how many of you read through all the terms and conditions before installing a software on your laptop? Okay, not Neha. So anybody else? Do you read the terms and conditions completely? Okay, great. So if you see the Google Home, Alexa, it kind of captures your overall voice, figures out what you're trying to say and does that action. At times, have you noticed Google Home or Alexa saying, sorry, I did not understand, could you repeat? Right? That also comes through machine learning. It looks at the different possibilities that could occur of what you said. And if it finds that the probability overall is very low and it feels that it might make a mistake, it kind of comes back to you for clarification. Okay, so a lot of devices, everything that you see is all based on machine learning. Okay, now with this idea in back of our heads, let us do a quick task and I will be your scribe over here. Okay, cool. So given a viewer's shopping habits, recommend a product to purchase the next time she visits your website. Do you think it's a ML task or a non-ML task? And I'll go by the rule of majority over here.
ML.
ML, okay. Okay, one non-ML, then there are 3 ML, 4 ML. Okay, 2, 4, 2, we are at 4, 2 now. Anybody wants to tip the other side?
ML.
ML, okay. I think ML is a majority. You are absolutely right. The audience is right. When you have a viewer shopping habits, when you recommend a product to purchase, right? Because of the shopping habits, you are discovering the taste of that person. So that is a pure ML. Predict the part of speech for words in a paragraph. Do you think it is ML or non-ML? ML. So we have got 1 ML. Anybody else wants to tip?
2 ML from classroom.
2 ML for classroom. Okay, we are 3, 1. Okay, 3, 2. Oh, I love this. It's really close. Okay, 4, 2. 5, 2. Okay. ML wins the game. Okay, ML wins the game here. Okay, so part of speech for words in the paragraph, actually, it is a pure machine learning use case. And I have kind of used this part in my research also, in my NLP research. Okay, because sometimes part of speech are little ambiguous. So you try to remember a same word which could be used as a noun as well as a verb, right? Can somebody give me an example of a word which is both used as a noun as well as a verb? Can you think? Can you think of tweet? Do you think it is a noun as well as a verb?
Yes.
Yes. Advice also word this thing. Of course, run. So therefore, part of speech for words in a paragraph, ML is the right answer. Okay, third question. We are ready with your hands. USD Europe exchange rate for February 2016. I have to predict this. ML or not ML? What does the audience say?
ML.
ML. I have got 2 votes for ML. Okay, 1 vote for rule, 2, 1. Then I have got 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 2 going once, 4, 2 going twice, 5, 2, 6, 2, and it's sold. Okay, when I predict the US dollar exchange for February 2016, here is the trick. Whenever I say predict, right, it is most probably almost always going to be machine learning. Okay, next, let us take the last question, which is compute the mean wage of 10 employees for your company. ML or not ML? Rule 1, rule 2, rule 3, rule 4. Rule, okay, 5 null. Okay, this is the overwhelming majority. It is not an ML because you're doing simple computation. So to catch the key, whenever you say recommend, whenever you say predict, it is almost always going to be machine learning. When you say compute, right, you are calculating. It cannot be ML. It is always going to be a non-ML task. Okay, great. As an audience together, all of you are 100% correct. Kudos on that. Awesome. Now, let us go next and let me go to the mouse. Yeah. Cool. So now, time for some show and tell. What can AI do? Okay. So I'll show you 3 applications of AI to kind of show you the state of art artificial intelligence is at this point in time. And from there, let us move ahead. Number 1 is this ideas AI generator, which has something that has come out from the GPT-3 model. Again, don't worry about what is GPT-3 overall, but it is something like an AI advancement that we have seen in the world. Okay. So what this application does is it automatically generates startup ideas, business idea generator. Okay. So 7,191 ideas have been generated so far. And the best part is none of these ideas have been generated by a human. A machine learning system, an artificial intelligence system has kind of generated this idea. Okay, and then it asks us humans to rate whether the idea is good or bad. So let us help this system as an audience. Okay, a startup that helps small businesses with insurance. They're working on their first product in the US called Bundle. Is it a good idea or a bad idea? What does the audience say? Bad means type bad, good means say good, and we are going to write. Okay, one good, others good, bad, good idea, bad idea. Okay, now since he has said one good, okay, 2 good, let me say it's a good idea overall. And see the count has kind of increased. Let us take one more idea. A startup that will allow people to build websites for their local community and then charge a monthly fee for that service. Good idea or a bad idea? Okay, so we see good idea. So let's say a good idea. Great. Cool. So this is one application, and but trust me, and all these ideas are generated by the system themselves. Next idea, if you see over here, the next app, I'm going to take, this is a simplified app, which is going to take a complex explanation and simplifies it overall for a naive audience. So let me go to this adjustable rate mortgage. If you see, an adjustable rate mortgage is a type of mortgage in which the interest rate applied, blah, blah, blah. So complex, I'm not able to understand this. So I say simplify. So this AI system tries to understand this complicated text and brings out a simplified version of the same text overall. Okay. Okay, it hasn't done anything. So let us try it once again. Okay, so this maybe we let us do this overall. Okay, if you see here, it is saying gradient descent, and it has given a very simplified explanation where it is saying you are on a hill, you want to get to the bottom of the hill, but you can only see how steep it is, which is a very, very basic explanation of this complicated concept called gradient descent. So if you see a very complicated piece of text and want to understand simplified manner, this could be an app to try overall. Okay. So these are some of the apps that we have seen overall. And, there are lots and lots of such apps over there. For some of you are interested, you can even check out Quick Draw with Google, where Google challenges you to draw a doodle and it tries to recognize the doodle before you finish it overall. And trust me, all of this is not at all completely new. This has been there from before. And let us actually quickly run through a case study of Lending Club. Okay, so Lending Club is a peer-to-peer lending company that utilizes a group of private investors to fund loan requests. So very simple thesis, you find somebody, you have a group of people willing to issue loans, you have a group of people willing to receive loans. The company ensures that the person who is giving a loan finds a person who is receiving a loan overall. That's a very simple thing here. Okay, so now in this case, if you see the Lending Club peer-to-peer community, okay, the biggest problem, what do you see could be a biggest problem in this scenario? What do you think could be the top problem? Default. Yes. So you don't know whether the borrower who received the money is going to pay or not. Therefore, the business problem is identify new borrowers that would likely default on their loans and try to keep them out from all the loan approvals. So try to improve the the loan repay rate, because in Lending Club, when the person who gave the loan receives the loan, the company takes a cut. So therefore, it has to ensure that the loan gets paid back. Now, how do I get value for business out of this? Okay, for the very first level, I don't go deep into machine learning at all. Okay, I go with the basic descriptive analytics itself. And the questions I can answer in the descriptive analytics or the basic data analysis, if you see, very, very simple. Of all the data that is there with me, the historical data that is in front of me, okay, how many percentage of people default, how many percentage of people do not default? That gives me the range of what is the risk I overall carry. And if there are people who default, what are the top features? Like, what is the average age of people who default, right? What is the profession of people who default? So these questions, I don't require to apply complicated machine learning. With simple mean, median, sum, average, I can find these answers. So that here, the difficulty is low, but the value still is decent. Okay. How many of you are working with dashboards or have seen some kind of dashboard sometime? Yeah. Cool. So for those of you who have seen dashboard, you have entered the first step of getting value through data science. That is for the descriptive or the data analysis phase. So if you have seen a dashboard, you have got some value, that means you are in this stage. The next stage is use machine learning for prediction, where you try to forecast in future. Who are the people more likely to repay the loans? Can we identify fraudulent transactions in real time? Can we say that, okay, this person could be a fraud and is trying to dupe the customer? Can we identify the fraud in real time? For example, yesterday I was trying to make a transaction. My transaction got blocked because it was a very unusual transaction on my part. And the bank immediately called to confirm whether I was actually making the transaction or was it somebody else. And once it confirmed, it allowed my transaction to go through. So that comes to the predictive analytics. Next phase, which is the highest value and the greatest difficulty, is can we design an algorithm that automatically figures out what types of loans and who to give loans to as market conditions change? Imagine there is a self-sustaining AI algorithm which is churning lot of loan products without you manually intervening. And when it finds that a loan product performance is degrading, it takes corrective steps without you intervening. So that is the highest value, but of course, even the highest difficulty also. So you see, there is this journey when you want to derive value through machine learning or data science. First, you go from the basic analysis, then you go for the basic predictions, and then you go for artificial intelligence. So when people say we have employed artificial intelligence, it is that they are either in the process of the journey or in the basic journey overall. Okay, now that we have done this discussion, again, quick callback to Shweta's slide on the job opportunities. There are data analyst, business analyst, data scientist, data engineer, and machine learning engineer. A very layman difference between data engineer and data scientist is this. Think of a dam with river, okay? The data engineer is the person who maintains the dam and sees that the river does not overrun the rest of the systems of overall. Data scientist is the person who collects the water from the dam through a tap and tries to do some analysis. Okay, so again, data analyst and data scientist are at the water collection end. Then the data engineer is a person who is maintaining the dam as well as the pipelines which provide the water overall. Again, there is a lot of confusion, or the roles kind of jumble up in the industry. So when you go for the actual job, just clarify what the role is and then decide, okay, is this for me or is this not for me? Okay. So now I would like to, invite Puneet to the discussion. Hey, Puneet.
Hi, Dilip.
Yeah, hi, Puneet. Welcome to the webinar, and thanks for taking the time to be here. Puneet, if you could quickly introduce yourself, then we'll get started.
Okay, yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. So I would like to give my introduction as to what I have done and where I am now. But before that, before I start off that, let me tell you, I am a mechanical engineer who then did a master's in business economics. So for all the people in the audience thinking, okay, I do not know any statistics or analytics, or I have not got a coding experience, is this course for me? I would just like to say that this field, that is data science, is not a field which focuses on something, as Dilip has clearly such equivocally specified. This is a field for everyone, and I think if I can echo that sentiment. Being a mechanical engineer and being a master's in business economics, I did not know either coding. I had done some statistical courses in my master's, but hadn't got too deep into it because the course was mostly into economics. But I was successfully able to land into this field because I had gotten the opportunity from my employers. So in 2016, I passed out from Delhi University Business Economics. I started my career with Fractal Analytics, where I was working primarily for insurance clients, helping them with claims adjustments, pricing, etc. Then I moved on to Collinson, where I actually got a chance to explore my data science journey forward. A bit about Collinson. Collinson is actually a group of companies which are predominantly into three verticals. One of them is travel experiences. So they have airport lounges throughout the world. The second is insurance and assistance, where they have a lot of, they are into travel insurance as well as white label, handling the back end offices of the various other travel insurances, primarily across the European region. And finally, loyalty, where they own a loyalty redemption website as well as offer loyalty as a solution to different brands throughout the globe, from CBA in Australia to HSBC in the US, Citi in the US, Barclays and Hackett in London, and so forth across the globe. So I am a part of the data science team, which offers data solutions to all of these different group of companies within the company. So I've worked on a lot of different use cases such as price optimization, product recommenders, creating image recognition systems for finding out footfalls in the lounges, and also developing the data lake for the company. Uh, Apart from that, I think I am also, really interested in knowing what is happening across the globe and really helping out, you know, prospective students in their data science careers. So that's why I've been associated with GreyAtom now for close to 2.5 years as a mentor. And I also like to do some online data science challenges. I've also been active on Kaggle. So I am a for people who do not know what Kaggle is. It's a online platform where you can compete in data science, challenges. People put their business questions and you have to solve those questions. So I was very active on it, and I'm ranked as a competition expert. So yeah, that's a bit about me.
Great, thanks Puneet for the comprehensive introduction. So let's get to some of the top questions that I feel every person has in their mind. Okay, so business problems that you're currently solving in data science and AI. Could you give some thoughts there, Puneet? What are the problems you're solving day to day?
Yeah, sure. So I think one of the things that, as you know, clearly was mentioned is we have a loyalty redemption website. So recommendation or personalization, as I like to call it, is a challenge that everyone is facing. Be it be it Google, be it Amazon. So we also have a loyalty redemption website, and that website has a lot of internal clients around the globe, a lot of banks as well as a lot of airlines. So we are actually providing a recommendation solution wherein, based on the miles that you have earned, you can actually redeem those miles for certain products. So we are in charge of building that entire ecosystem, that based on the way that you interact with the platform, we are able to understand which products do you like and actually show them to you in a personalized recommendation framework, so that your journey from actually arriving at the website and buying a product becomes seamless. Uh, that is one of the use cases. The second use case that we are working on, which is for BFSI, the travel insurance claim, where whenever you have to submit a claim, there are case notes that you have to fill, or a claim note that you have to fill. So we are trying to automate that entire process, wherein whatever details you write on the claim note are automatically extracted by the algorithm and matched with the policy details. And if there are some major discrepancies, an emailer is automatically sent out saying that these are the discrepancies. And if there's no discrepancy, an automatic payment is already triggered for you. So this saves, as a business and as a person, this saves a lot of time in terms of man hours for each case, case handler being dedicated. And at the same time, for a customer, it becomes a seamless experience. If everything that he's put in the claim is all right, he instantly, within 24 hours, gets a refund or a claim paid out. So these are the two couple of pressing business problems that we are solving at the moment.
Great, fantastic, Puneet. I can clearly see the impact these solutions would be making to the organization by saving so much of man hours and automating quite a bit of things. So just for the, please go ahead, Puneet.
Sorry. Just to add, just to add one more thing, that, the thing which really shines out right now is that in terms of the scenario where we are going, that is in a COVID-led scenario, when insurances, are skyrocketing, especially in the travel insurance area. My company, because of its, leverage of AI, was able to handle that volume. And as someone in the audience clearly said, that, that level or scale at which data handling can be done by AI is something that, we humans cannot just do. So it was here that, even in the case of one of the worst pandemics in the recent century we've seen, my company was able to leverage the benefits that they saw out of data science.
Great, awesome. So Puneet, the next question that, that's in the minds of lots of people over here also. So because you have taken the journey of learning data science and you have seen a lot of journeys overall, what do you think are the prerequisites for starting to learn data science?
Definitely a very important question and something that will be going through each and everyone's head. So as I said, as I said that I started off with no background whatsoever. I did not know any coding language. The statistics that I knew was at a high school level. So what I found in this journey is it is very easy for you to get overwhelmed thinking, oh, this is a lot and everything. For me, I think the only prereq that you need to understand is that you just need to be ready to learn the new things that are out there and have an analytical mindset. If you have just these two, if you have the patience to undergo a course or learn something new and you have an analytical mindset, that is just about what you need to learn anything in data science. If I talk about it from a coding perspective, you do not need to be the world's best coder. If I talk about it from an analytical or statistical perspective, you do not need to be an Einstein or you do not need to be like a wizard in statistics. You just need to understand enough so that you can apply it to solve the business use case that you are trying to solve. Just analytical mindset and the ability to have patience to learn something new. That's about it.
Absolutely. And, I remember this point made by my professors also, where they said that data science is a multidisciplinary field.
Exactly.
So the field actually profits from people coming from various backgrounds. Like if you're coming from a non-tech, you are coming from a very different background overall. Data science welcomes such people. And I for sure know that some of the best libraries of data science have actually been developed by astrophysics and chemists because they wanted those tools in their analysis.
Exactly.
Perfect. Cool. Awesome. Just as a follow-up question to the prerequisites for starting to learn data science, how do you think the transition overall, career transition, happens for a tech as well as a non-tech person?
Yeah, I think that's a very pressing question, and thanks for asking that. So I have this adage that a lot of people use that a data scientist knows less computer science than a computer scientist, knows less statistics than a statistician, but knows more statistics than a computer scientist and more computer science than a statistician. So as you mentioned that because this is a multidisciplinary field, do not think that you are starting off on a back foot. Because this is a multidisciplinary field, everyone will have an edge over the other in certain aspects. So for a technical person, you might be very good at coding and you might be very good at understanding systems, but the area you need to work on is statistics and bringing up that business analytical mindset. So that is where a technical person needs to focus on, and then automatically he can transition into the data science space. Similarly, for a non-tech person, you might have that analytical and the business-oriented knowledge of how to solve a problem. Now you need to augment that skill with learning the necessary technical tools such as Python and machine learning libraries, etc. So the transition for both of them, though looks slightly different, it's just about completing what you do not know and then moving on to the next career.
Awesome. And if to just add on to what you are saying, Puneet, for a tech person, he is good in the coding part. So therefore he has to build muscle on the business thinking part, yes, which is needed for a data scientist. And for the non-tech person who is good on the business side, needs to pick up a little coding and become the data scientist. So it's like a bridge between there. One person approaches the same destination from a different side, another person from another side. But the journey is different, the destination kind of remains the same overall.
Very rightly put.
Great, awesome. Thanks, Puneet, for sharing your perspectives over here. Very thankful for your insights here. So for the audience, right, you might be wondering, okay, I have seen what is data science and, okay, this is what I want to do overall. So if you want to become data scientist in the next 180 days, what is the path ahead? And that's what we're going to speak for the next 20 minutes. So the solution that we have for you for making a career transition in data science is the Data Science Career Path by Pragra. So what do you get as part of this program? So this is going to be a 6 months program. So you are going to have close to 48 mentoring sessions. You are going to have 2 sessions, one on Saturday and one on Sunday every week. It will be in the Saturday, Sunday mornings, local Canada time. So you're going to have 48 mentoring sessions. You'll have lots of career sessions to kind of help you make the career transition, like resume, LinkedIn, all kind of assistance is going to be provided to you. You're going to have 144 hours of mentor training. So trust me that we have seen so many transitions in our journey. So the secret sauce of making the right transition is having a mentor who has been there, done this, done that. A mentor like Puneet, who comes from a mechanical engineering background, then transitioned to a business economics, then transitioned to a hands-on data scientist. They have seen the journey, they have gone through the ups and downs, and they are going to exactly guide you in a prescriptive path what you need to do. 2 guided hackathons. You are going to get guided hackathons, which are like actual business problem solving sessions, where you take in a business problem and then put as output a presentation as if you're giving to a stakeholder. And that is what you are going to do day in and day out as a data analyst, data scientist, or business analyst. So these guided hackathons are very important component of your program. Then you have got career coaching sessions also. Along with that, the access to the complete program will be for 1 year. So your mentoring sessions will be for 6 years and you're kind of completing the syllabus. You are going to get access for the whole program on our in-house platform, G-Labs, so that you have access to the program. You can revise things that you have already learned in the 6 months and you can become better and better. What do you get out of this entire program? You have got 14 sprints. Sprint is like some period of time in which you have to achieve something overall. Okay, so a sprint consists of some amount of lessons to kind of see, consume, some assignments to do, some projects to submit, and so on. Okay, so that is the concept of a sprint. So we are going to run in agile manner. The learning is also designed as an agile sprint, where you are going to get these sprints to learn the data science, and we are going to push you really hard so that you achieve your goals. You're going to have close to 400 plus hands-on assignments. And these are actual counts, not obfuscating any numbers. 400 hands-on assignments, 83 quizzes, 16 projects, 18 cheat sheets, and we are continuously updating the curriculum. Whenever our industry comes back with some recommendations, we keep listening to them and make some live updates. So any updates to the curriculum we make over the 12 months is absolutely free. And of course, you get a certificate of completion along with the hardcore data science skills that you have learned through this entire journey. So what you are going to learn in this, first you are going to learn the Python language, the machine learning algorithms, business problem solving skills, a very underrated skill, but very important, and natural language processing fundamentals. Now, after learning all these skills, what are you going to become at the end of 180 days? Let us just fast forward a little bit to decide to see what you are going to become. First, you are going to be able to read and wrangle data using Python. If you are a non-coder, if you haven't seen code ever in your life, okay, or you have done coding long back and you're just getting to the thick of things now with your data science things, don't worry. If you follow the path that we prescribe to you, do your assignments, attend the mentoring sessions, overall, you will be able to code really well in Python. So all that is going to be, if you kind of follow the entire path, you are going to be able to read and wrangle data using Python. You will be able to look at data and frame the right statistical hypothesis for your use case. Okay, after 180 days, you will be able to look at data and say that, okay, this is the hypothesis I want to test, and frame it in the exact manner. You can take a variety of data sets and use a plethora of ML algorithms at your disposal and make lots and lots of predictions. And the best part of it, you will be able to take a business problem, okay, devise an equivalent data science problem and solve it end to end. So if I have to summarize what you are going to become at the end of this program, I would say not even data scientist, you will rise a level above and become a problem solver using data. For industry demands, industry requires problem solvers using data. And this program has been explicitly designed to make you a problem solver, a business problem solver, somebody who gives the right value to the business overall. And of course, you are going to be able to solve industry problems and generate value from data. In summary, overall, you become an industry-ready, full-fledged data scientist ready to create an impact on organizations through data. And this is the overall picture that is at the end of these 180 days of hard work. So what's in the platform overall? So you have this various prints in the platform. We are going to give you all this later also. This will be available to you. And this is also on the Pragra website. So you have got around 429 assignments, 83 quizzes. We are a firm believer in hands-on learning. We absolutely trust that unless you do hands-on learning, you cannot become an industry practitioner in data science. And therefore, we have obsessive about giving hands-on assignments, and that is kind of reflected in our curriculum end to end. So therefore, you have got 16 projects, 2 hackathons, and lots of code-alongs also done by your mentor in session, so that you actually see your mentor solving a problem in front of you and abstract those problem-solving techniques back to your own experience and solve the problems end to end. We have seen this really works over the past 3 years. We have seen many transitions. So the transitions Shweta had talked about were just 2 out of the many transitions that we have seen. And you give us any scenario, okay, you know what, these many years of experience, this field, we have seen a transition there. That much confident we are. And the secret sauce, if you ask, how was this possible? It was because of our mentors. Mentors like Puneet, who have themselves taken this journey. All these mentors, we have handpicked these mentors through a very stringent process. We take inputs from community. We really work with them very closely. For us, mentors are not just people who deliver lessons. They are our partners in the upskilling journey, in the transition journey of all the cohorts. So we seriously take into consideration a lot of inputs, and even Puneet has given some inputs on the curriculum which we have incorporated over time. So these mentors are not people who are hands off. These are hands-on people. They're actually coding day in and day out, deploying solutions that are used by millions of people across the world. And these people with their hands-on, up-to-date knowledge are the ones who are actually guiding you step by step. And everything in the platform. So on this platform, GLabs, you have a very clear picture of each of your sessions overall. So you might be solving some problems like this. So this is of one of the sessions that you're having over at India, some of the sessions that are already in progress. So you'll have sessions like this. Every Saturday, Sunday session will be there visible to you so that you can plan your calendar accordingly. So all the sessions. And in addition to that, there might be some other sessions that could happen, which you are more than welcome to attend. So if I have to map your journey in this program, what would be your journey like? So let us take a fictional real being by name Susan. And let us see what is Susan's journey through this entire data science career path program. So Susan takes the first path towards data science by enrolling in the data science career path. The very first step will be the orientation session where she gets acquainted for the curriculum and the learning methodology. So our learning methodology is very well tested. It has been very successful. So attending the orientation is very important to get the real grip of how things work. So once with the orientation and you are now equipped with all the tools and skills, Susan starts attending the live mentoring sessions hands-on on Saturdays and Sundays, and you get your concepts cleared live. So these are not recorded lectures, right? So this is the live interaction you and me are having. we were having a conversation, we are having a collaboration. So this learning collaboration environment is built, and with this live mentoring hands-on sessions on Saturday and Sunday, Susan gets her concepts cleared. And side by side on pragra.greyatom.com, Susan, completes all the learning assignments and projects and stays up to date with the deadlines. This is very important. Attending the sessions live, even if you miss one, ensure that you go through the recording, but trust me, the best experience is when you attend it live. Then you have side-by-side learning assignments that you do through the week. So it's a 24/7 through the week learning. And for the best outcomes, we recommend that you spend at least 1.5 to 2 hours per day learning data science. If you are able to devote just 1.5 to 2 hours per day and you're following the path described, transition is definitely possible. When stuck during learning, Susan tries her best to kind of figure it out, then reaches out to the peers as well as the Pragra team for help. When stuck during learning, you must try to first figure out where you have gone wrong so that you can learn where, and that is how, it is painful a little bit, but that's the best way to learn. And then of course, all of us are there to help. So we give you the learning environment, but you put the effort, right? Magic happens. Then she breezes through the sessions, completes her projects, participates in the hackathons, and in 6 months, Susan becomes an industry-ready data scientist. As Susan is becoming an industry-ready data scientist, Susan avails the Pragra career services and gets a dream job as a data scientist. So you can also come to the Pragra office and have your own community, participate in the live sessions. Those sessions are live online. Coming to the Pragra office, having a team sitting over here, like just what is happening today, that's also possible, and that's also a very great experience. It's a touchstone of hybrid learning. So this is your overall journey once you take the data science career path with Pragra. So it takes time, okay? So, just be patient. Give yourselves around 6 months to 9 months. Say the program gets over in 6 or a little bit here and there months, 6 months your program gets over. Then you kind of prepare for jobs, interviews. So we have seen that on an average, people take around 3 to 4 filed interviews before making a transition. And that's part of the learning also. So learning together, peer-based learning is the best way to learn. And the vibrant learning community that Pragra and we have built, that will ensure that you make your transition overall. So it will be hard in the beginning. Okay, so we are not saying that without hard work this will happen. It will be slightly hard, but we are there every step of the way to support you. So if you are struggling, right? So you did not practice hands-on, you did not have a mentor, and you did not build projects, and your data science learning has been on just watching videos, learning it alone without a group to kind of fall back on, or getting that community to support you. You started a massive online course, but you could not complete, right? So if you're struggling with your data science journey, right, this is exactly the time-tested recipe that we have for you that will ensure your transition to a data science career. Okay, so just in advance to all this, we have got a full-fledged career services where you'll be told as to how you can engineer your LinkedIn profile for maximum impact. Right now, LinkedIn has become the de facto place recruiters go for finding talent, and how to set up the right talent so that you write LinkedIn profile to attract the experts, and how to set up your profile in such a way that it displays your credibility for your job. So that will be taught to you. And resume services. Many times resumes gets just scanned for 10 seconds. So how do you showcase and build your resume in those 10 seconds? How do you get your resume shortlisted? So the short tricks that have worked for Pragra learners will be onboarded to you. And there's a dedicated placement desk which works day in and day out to reach out to the market, keep the eyes closed on the market, keep the ears open for the market trends, eyes open for the new opportunities that come in. And as soon as a new opportunity comes, shortlist and ensure that the right Pragra talent finds the right job. So a dedicated placement desk that works day in and day out to get more and more partnerships overall. And we are working throughout the day, throughout the week, to ensure that you have the best possible opportunities. So the upcoming batch is starting from next week. So you can contact us at info@pragra.io, and some of the admission details are here. Vivek, would you like to pitch in over here?
Yeah, sure. So guys, for the fee part, so this program is costed at 8,000 plus taxes. So we know it can be a bit heavy for the newcomers who are coming to Canada or the students who are looking for a job in the market. So for those students or for the newcomers, we have some scholarships and some of these student loans available. So Windmill is our official partner. They give you loans for very low interest, and you have to pay back once you get the job. Second option is we are offering scholarship, and people who would be registering today, we are giving scholarship up to $2,000. And the third and last option is income sharing agreement, which nowadays is very popular in the market, and mostly students even choose that. So where you will pay only some initial amount. So in our case, we are paying only $3,000, and $5,000 you will pay after you get the job. So that shows our confidence that we are confident our okay. So even we are confident about our program that this will help you to land up a job. That way we allow people to pay after you get the job. So,
yeah. So yeah.
So if you have I would request everyone who has joined online. So please leave your email IDs in the chat box, okay? And we will be reaching you out, okay? We'll provide all the, with this session recording will be shared, and there will be another material which will be shared over the email. And if you want to discuss in details, you can drop by to our office. We are also open tomorrow, and today we will be here till 3:30. And if you have any questions, just reach out to us through the email or phone, guys. Any specific questions, people online?
So there is a question over here as to what are the career service charges.
There is no separate career charges, guys. It's included in the program fees. Okay, there, just to mention and just to make it very clear, there is no additional fees or there are no hidden charges on top of this fees. Okay, so just don't be scared. Okay, that tomorrow Pragra team would say no, for interview preparation you have to pay ABC amount or something. No, there is no other hidden charges over here. That's the only fees between you and us.
What is the job success rate in Canada? Like your other courses like in Java, QA, and this is your new course in data science. What is the, you can say placement rate, or what is the success rate? Like I'm from not directly from IT background, and I just recently came from India, and I want to get into the data science. I have some knowledge, but I'm not getting any interview calls because of I don't have any IT experience. So what are my chances if I get enroll in this course? What are my chances to get into any IT jobs in Canada?
Okay, so this is a very valid question, and I believe people who are joining online, this is the first thing which also comes to my mind, right? Before joining any program, I would like to know about the placement, but there is no placement rate. That's one thing, because it's all about individual. Even if when we talk about the other programs, let's say we have a batch of 15 people, 4 or 5 out of them, they are already working, right? So they are making, let's say somebody was working as a, in the same company, he was a customer support guy, and now he's making his career or her career transition to, let's say, Java developer or data scientist. They are already having a job. We don't even get to know about those people. But if you look at overall placement rate, it's about individual. Okay, you are putting focus, you are putting hard work over there, you are putting efforts, we are with you, you're gonna get enough opportunity, and you are not going as a fresher. That's one thing, right? In Canada, everybody has heard this, that without Canadian experience, you don't get a job. So let me tell you one thing, you are not going as a fresher. You are working with us, you are working on the projects for coming 6 months. So you will be having that 6-month experience on your resume. Okay.
Will we get any experience certificate or just a certificate?
No, you will have, okay, we're gonna provide you certificate, we're gonna provide you the project details which you will be working during these 6 months, and you are able to use that on your experience. Because look, industry is looking for skills. Trust me, let's say if you are coming to me for a job of data scientist, I don't care if you work for Apple or Google. I'm asking you questions and you are not able to answer them and you're saying you are working with Google, I won't hire you. But you are answering each and every question the way I am expecting, or like that way you can show your skills because you have been working hard for last 6 months, right? So that way I don't care about your background. I know that you have technically cleared your interview. Now all other formalities, they are just formalities.
Sir, I have one question from
Dilip.
Yeah.
Dilip, he has a question to you.
Yeah, please go ahead.
We will do some projects from end to end. Will we use any advanced topic like TensorFlow, Kafka, etc.? We will use this in this course or no?
So this course, we are going to be restricted only to the data science part. So the deep learning, what you have mentioned is actually deep learning. So that's not part of the program. But in terms of employability, right, let me clarify. So there are lots of data science opportunities, and deep learning, is of course a very important field that is coming up. But there are enough data science opportunities as well. So when you're actually building your projects, right, we just don't tell you to kind of say, okay, these are the projects overall and do this. We actually tell you how to solve the problem and showcase your thinking while building the project. Okay, so the portfolio projects that you're going to build will be as good as somebody who is on the field and industry kind of building it overall. So you are going to showcase your skill. So even though if you are thinking that I am from I am from a non-IT background, overall, and you are a little uncertain, right? We have seen non-IT people, right? These non-IT people have actually kind of taken this, built a very, very good projects, got into place. And the best example was Sagar Davda, one of our students who actually come from sales background, complete non-IT. And he has grown to such an extent right now that he has been accepted to the PyCon conference. A non-coder actually has gone to the PyCon conference. So to answer your question, we are going to teach you to become problem solvers using data, using the data science techniques. We are not going to go into deep learning, but trust me, if you have taken the 6 months program and you are also going to be taught of how best to learn is also part of your journey overall. You'll become a lifelong learner, and then you kind of ensure that anything you want to learn ahead, you can pick up very easily. So we see a lot of scope in this program. We have seen a lot of transitions. So hence you are very, very confident that the transitions could happen.
Okay, thank you.
Dilip,
yeah, sure.
Dilip, that's fine, right? But I would like to know about that. What your past experience towards the past batches, right? Those who have passed, right? And what's the score related to their employment?
Okay, so let me give you the stats with respect to GreyAtom. So, again, these numbers are actual numbers. We have seen that if people have followed what we said, as in we say that, okay, do these assignments, do these projects, do it in this particular way, perform this hackathon, do it in this particular manner. People who have kind of followed our prescribed path overall, of those people who have followed a prescribed path and kind of did everything we asked them to, which includes consistently applying to jobs, not losing hope even if they have some failed interviews, our statistics has been 88% placement rate. Okay,
88.
So 88, yes, 88% placement rate is
okay.
GreyAtom's placement rate. With respect to, again, what I'm saying is like, if you put in the hard work, you follow whatever we say you should do, Dilip, of those people, 88% have done. Yeah.
Yeah. Dilip, in normal, in one batch, how many people are there?
Vivek, I think 15 people. What's the number currently?
Yes, we don't know our batch size more than 15 or 16 people. We want to batch size.
Okay, so Dilip, let's say if in an average batch, right, you have 15 people, right? And there are some good learners, there are average learners, and there are people, those who are not following anything, right? So if I ask you that out of 15 people, right? How many people get the placement within 3 to 5 months, right? After completing the course, what would be the stats?
Okay.
One
Yeah.
thing I would like to mention, one thing, my friend. Not everybody is sincere. Okay, if you like, we have been training people from last 3 years, and I'm especially talking about Canadian programs. Okay, you won't believe there are even people who joined their program who paid their fees and they never even prepared their resume. Now I know, like, it sounds a bit funny and you won't believe me, but even if you come to office, trust me, I can show you the stats. At this moment, even like in this year 2020, I have at least 30 people who did the program and they never even applied. Somebody bought a house, somebody moved to Ottawa, they have some family reasons, now they are looking for PR options, and they don't even want to like prepare their resume. They said, okay, we will take a pause and we'll do it after some time. Now, and like even in the same batch, out of those 15 people, there are 3 or 4 candidates who are already working. Like even in this class, we have Mircea here, who is already working, right? He's a working professional. Now he did this program, he will maybe start thinking about next month, or maybe even he start thinking about 6 months. He changed his job, he became a data scientist, and we know he never even told us, right? So we have mixed kind of group, but trust me, I would say one line, okay? Other people's success guarantee is not a guarantee of your success. Okay, let's say even if I say we have 100% placement rate, do you think like I can give you a guarantee that you will also get a 100% place? Because it's an individual learning path. In a batch, we can have super quick learners. You won't believe in this, like in another batch, that training was not even finished, and we have a girl who was college fresh graduate, and she got offer from Google. This is just 2 days back. She got an offer from Google and she's a fresher. In the same batch, I have 3 more people who are 7+ year of experience, who worked as a QA, and now they are making a transition to Java. And they have not even started giving the interviews. So this learning path is based on individual performance. And the question you raise, somebody might be slow, somebody might be quick. So that's why we have these G labs in our place. We are monitoring, we are keeping a track of your learning, how you are learning. If you are getting slow, if you are getting stuck at any place, we will ensure that you are not missing anything over there. We might need to put little bit stress on those individuals who are lagging behind. And that is the reason we don't grow our batch size more than 15 or 16 people. Because if we have a batch of 30 people, trust me, I cannot focus on 30 people at one time.
So just to add on to, you know, what Dilip and Vivek, both of them said, right? We've had like thousands of learners go through these programs in India. And there are like a few things that we've seen in terms of data as well, right? We are teaching data science, we better analyze our own data, right? So in terms of the success recipe for someone who's able to make a transition, we've seen like a few common things. Number one is that they finish the program on G Labs. And Vivek, good you mentioned G Labs. Let me also quickly show G Labs. I can do a very quick demo for everybody on the call so that they understand that exactly how is it that they're going to learn and how is it that they're going to code up as well. So people who were successfully able to transition, they finished 80% of the program and all the assignments on G Labs. The second thing that we notice in common is that they attempted at least 1 out of the 2 hackathons that we have as part of the program. The third thing is that they all submitted capstone projects at the end of the program. And the fourth thing is that they showed up for at least 80% of the sessions, the live sessions that were happening. So now whether somebody is a slow learner, someone is a fast learner, like irrespective of that, these are like the 4 things that absolutely were essential in a person's transition journey. Somebody may have taken, like, let's say somebody got a job just before program ended because they were very fast and they were able to do everything on time and then move super quickly into the job. Someone who's slow probably took a couple of months, 3 months to get there. But I think the 4 data points that I mentioned, they just show the intent to transition. And when the intent is there, we've never seen someone not being able to transition. So that's a very quick summary. Now, I just wanted to, I think it will be useful for you guys to also very quickly see the platform on which you are going to code up as well. So I'm just very quickly sharing my screen. So this is our GreyAtom's learning platform. We call it G Labs. And this is where all the learning is going to happen. This is where all the live sessions, you'll keep seeing the live sessions as well. So let me just get into one of the programs here. You guys can see my screen properly, right?
Yeah, we can see Sweta.
Okay, perfect. So what we have as part of this program is sprints. Dilip was mentioning this earlier as well, that we have everything neatly bundled up into sprints, because sprints is a real world work unit as well. And at the end of each, learners are meant to do certain projects. There are assignments along the way as well. So let's revisit that point on someone is able to learn fast and someone's able to learn slow. So this is a platform where you get started right from very basic Python. So let me get into one of these concepts. Now, the way we have things arranged on this platform is you learn a little bit. So you listen to a video, you then read some more content, and then what you actually do is you practice on this platform. So you can build code on this platform, right? So this is the first concept in Python. And it's going to cover all of these things, why Python is a preferred language. Now let me go into something where there is code to be written. So we're trying to explain different variable types within Python, right? And now once you learn this, we throw you a challenge as well, right? So this is, now we are asking you to compute compound interest. Here's the formula. Now here's the instruction. So we are asking you to do this step by step by doing all of these things. And here is where you start building your code. Now this is filled up because, clearly I've already built this code out here. But when I say submit, this code is executed and you see the output out here. So in addition to your live learning that is happening, there is a lot of self-learning that you can continue doing on this platform itself. And then you may be, again, just revisiting that point. Someone may be fast, someone may be slow, but a blended learning approach like this, where you also have access to a platform where you can learn at your own pace. And then you come in for the sessions, and then you go back and practice some more, and then you come in for the sessions. So that kind of an approach truly makes sure that whatever learning gaps you have in session get filled up when you go back to the platform and practice, and vice versa. So now what we have here is a lot of test cases are running in the background. So we know what the correct answer is. So if someone builds the code which matches the correct answer, then you have this. Now, let's say for some reason you get stuck and you are learning solo right now, sometime in between during the week, right? Don't know how to proceed. So there is a reference solution as well out here. So that you don't get stuck in your learning, you can just copy paste this solution, put it here, and still continue. For everything that you do, you are here, if you can see, you are getting skills, you're acquiring skills. So at the end of the entire learning journey, you can see what are all the skills that you have acquired, and we showcase it typically to our hiring partners as well. So they have like a full visibility on what is it that candidates have done. Now, one more thing that I wanted to add was that everything that you do on the platform also goes on to your GitHub profile. Now, what is GitHub? GitHub is basically a place where developers build code and store code as well. Like they put up their repositories or projects that they have built to showcase to recruiters. Now, today, the times that we are in, just a pure vanilla resume is not going to attract the recruiters. What attracts is not just what you are saying, what you have done, but when you are able to truly demonstrate that skills as well. So GitHub is a place where you can demonstrate the skills because all your code will reside there. So GLabs has an integration with GitHub too. So every project that you will be building out here automatically goes on to your GitHub profile. So that way, you don't need to separately at the end of the program start building your GitHub profile. It is already built as you are going through the program. So this was Python. Very quickly, I'm just going to take one more example. So let's take a machine learning algorithm, linear regression, right? So the way our learning philosophy at GreyAtom goes, right? We never start with a theory first. We always start with a problem first. And that's what you saw even today when we were going through the car example, right? We went first with the problem and then how you can solve the problem. Similarly, here as well, throughout the learning, we always focus first on what is the problem. So the problem, for example, how we are going to learn linear regression, which is a machine learning algorithm, it's that we have like a data set on housing prices and there are 3,000 data points. Now, when a new house comes in the locality, we have to predict what is the price of that new house, given that we have the data for all of these other 3,000 houses. And these are some of the features. Now, to solve this problem, we will use linear regression. So as we move along then, now we start with some basics of linear regression and why is it needed, some building of some basic intuition first. And then we have, again, the same thing that you saw in Python as well, a practice. So here we start with baby steps first, where we just are talking about loading the data. So whatever that 3,000 data points we had, we just want to first load that data and we want to see the first 5 rows. What are they looking like? That's it. And then as we move along, you will be starting to do more and more complex things, but everywhere you see there is also a reference solution so that you don't get stuck anywhere. So this is what I wanted to show you guys. This is our learning platform, fully loaded with a lot of content, learning content, as well as projects and quizzes and evaluation at multiple points in time. And then there are, after you go through the learning, there are these larger projects at the end of every concept as well. So now this is another problem statement. And then, as we were mentioning multiple times before, we have an even larger problem statement, which is a hackathon, and as you keep moving through more and more difficult things, you will get more confident of coding, you will get more confident in terms of solving these business problems, and everything, like all your data is there on the platform. So you just don't need to go outside this platform. If you follow this path, like thousands of people have followed this path and been able to transition. So we know that this is a proven and tested path for data science careers. So you see here, publish to GitHub, the thing that I was saying earlier. So for these larger projects, you can publish your solution finally to a GitHub, to your own GitHub profile as well. And then when you start applying for jobs, you share that GitHub profile with a recruiter. And then that just makes it that much more easier for them to see your actual skills. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share. Over to you, Vivek. Back.
Okay, guys. And somebody asked about the median salary, right? So guys, okay, Dilip already replied to that. But just let me tell you, salaries are based on your experience as well. It's based on the company, but that's on an average range. So let's say if somebody is just 2-year experience, he goes as a data scientist. I'm a 8-year experience guy who is going as a data scientist. So salaries will be based on your experience. There is no straightforward number for that. And after graduation, can participant have access? Yes, as we mentioned in the PPT, that you will have access for full 1 year to the program. And let's say, guys, if you are not able to like continue with session, because of health reasons, don't worry, we will be able to help you out. You want to repeat those sessions, we can help you to repeat those sessions.
Is there any?
Okay, don't even mention it to her.
Sorry, can you come again?
Don't even mention it to her. Don't talk anything to that side at all.
I will be putting you on mute. Okay, go ahead.
Is Pragra share your their curriculum with any IT companies in Canada? Like we are going to conduct this 6-month program.
Yes.
Then we are expecting 30 to 40 people who will take this course and.
So we are already running our partnership programs with multiple companies. Okay, and that's the thing which we are always working out. Our curriculum is ready, our content is ready, we have already studied. Now the only direction which we work out is industry partnerships. Okay, we already have partners. Allstate Insurance is our partner, Tech Mahindra is our partner. We have through some consultancies which we work with TD Bank, we work with Bell and Air Canada as well. We have people already got placed with these all major employers. Even on top of that, now looking at this curriculum, we are even approaching different companies, and I won't name it because we have a confirmation meeting on Monday. That company said they acquired a small company in Toronto. They are looking for 200 people. Okay, on Monday we have a final confirmation, and they have seen our curriculum. They are already impressed with that, and they just want that's what they're looking for. So now they just need, okay, I can call a partnership with them, and they will start hiring people after the graduation. Guys online, any other questions or concerns you would like to discuss? So if I look at overall messages, guys, did you share your email ID? Because that's the only way of communicating with you. So please share your email ID and we would be able to send you some information on top of this program.
And also a request to all of you, I will again, share the feedback form. Please do share your feedback with us. If you like it, say why you liked it. If you did not like it, definitely tell us why you did not like it so that we can improve in the next time. So please, share your valuable feedback with us, and we are always happy, to listen to you, to talk to you. So feel free to reach out to us through any medium. Happy to chat, happy to talk, happy to clear any doubt so far. We are here. We are always here, ready to talk anytime. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Any other question, concerns before we quit the class? Yes, Quita, we will share this recording to the email shared. Yeah, and somebody requested like classes will be live, but if you have, as I mentioned before, right, we have team over here. If you have any issues, you want to discuss your concern, you're always welcome to office, and we will have the same setup like this one, right? You can see we have few students who are joining from Pragra office. So you can always come to Pragra office and join these classes from Matheson premises.
I can attend classes.
You can attend from home. You want to be in Pragra office, you can be here. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining, and we will be ending this session. And you have our email ID. If you have any concerns you would like to discuss, please reach out to us.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks all.
Thank you very much.
Thank
It has
you.
been a great session overall. Thank you very much.
Same here. Thank you.